Hi, I'm Adam Newman and I'm going to run you through this 3-step strategy to lose 14 pounds in 6 weeks. So we're going to jump into the slides here on the cheat sheet and I can walk you through. So we got 3 levels. This is going to be a 3-step process. Number 1 is the foundation. This is where we get started. So one of the key areas or the most important phase, especially if you're a beginner. So let's take somebody who's a complete beginner. It's so important that they get started at the right level on something that's going to be effective whilst keeping them feeling confident and safe. Really important phase there. Number 2 is the adaptation phase. This is where we look at adapting their current eating habits so that we can supercharge their bodies, making them into like a fat burning machine, whilst just as important, keeping it sustainable. It's no good jumping into something that's too restrictive and is only going to last for a week or 2. In this adaptation phase, we also look at taking exercise, modifying it to suit your body, your time and your interests. So, you know, we got to look at your goals and where you're at and make sure that you're using the appropriate exercises to get you there. Stage 3 is the momentum. This is where we look at the targeting the areas of your body that perhaps haven't responded as quickly in the stage 1 and 2. So we're going to be shaping and toning, using the foundation as a base to then target all the problem areas while still focusing on the fat loss if we need to. Basically, what we're going to be doing is making being slim, healthy and confident a sustainable lifestyle choice. Now, if we jump over to this slide, we can see where the success factors lie. So in these first 2 stages, the foundation and the adaptation phase, those 2 together are going to make up 80% of what's going to determine your success. Now, that's why it's so important to get them right. We're going to break them down individually in a minute, but it's just something you need to keep in mind, that if you don't get these factors correct, then this bit here, where you're ultimately looking to create that ongoing lifestyle of being slim and healthy, feeling attractive, and obviously losing the weight, you know, that's not going to be sustainable if you haven't done these first 2 stages correctly. A lot of people make the mistakes, they jump in incorrectly further down the line, and it's not sustainable. A little bit what I just said, you know, with the eating, is that you can't be too restrictive because it's not sustainable and you're not going to reach this lifestyle that you want at the end here. So we got a little slide here that I just want you to keep in mind as we go through everything else, and that's that you need to be consistent. The consistency of the overall plan will get you the results. So everything needs to be geared to making sure you can maintain your consistency. Okay, let's go on to what will create a perfect plan, a plan that's going to give you success and the results you want. We're looking at, you know, ultimately losing our 14 pounds in 6 weeks as a start. So number 1 here, it needs to be appropriate. The exercises, the workouts, they need to be appropriate for your level of fitness. A big factor, and one that really I like to stress a lot when we're getting going. So you don't need to work hard at the beginning. You know, if you're a complete beginner, you don't need to jump in and do a program that's designed for somebody who's been working out for 2 years. It might be a great program, but it's not great if you haven't done anything for a while. So it needs to be appropriate, otherwise you won't get the success. Now, it needs to work the whole body. The reason we need to work the whole body is for many reasons, but to touch on them here, we want to make sure we create balance. We want to make sure that we're using a lot of muscles because it becomes efficient, and we're going to burn up a lot of energy in the time frame that we're going to be working out in. So really important that we're going to look at the whole body. Some other factors there that is worth considering: it needs to be functional. So we're looking at the sort of thing, if you've got children, you need to pick them up, you need to lift shopping out the back of the car, all things like that. We need to make sure that your body is conditioned so that those sorts of things are easy. You know, one of the big side effects of doing an exercise program is that everyday life becomes so much easier. So you don't want to end up injuring yourself trying to lift something when, you know, if you did the correct exercises, your body would be strong and it would be an everyday thing to do. So In terms of putting that into our plan, we're going to use compound movements. Now, these are things or movements where you work over multiple joints in the body, and therefore you're using multiple large muscle groups, which is going to create a great effect. So on to the next one, which is intensity. Now, intensity is the heart of all workouts. It's something that if you get right, the rewards are absolutely massive. So it doesn't mean that you need to push, and it's all about pushing the intensity. What it means is that it needs to be appropriate for what you're trying to achieve in that workout, and it's something that can be adapted and changed and increased as you go through the workouts. So really, really important to get that right, especially again at that beginner level. Is you don't need to have a high intensity session when you're just starting out. Next one is convenience. So it needs to be convenient. This is probably one of the biggest factors you need to consider when designing a program. So if you're going to be going to a gym that's 5 miles away, you've got to drive through traffic to get there. You've then got to get changed. You've got to battle for a busy gym to get the equipment that you want. Just to get your workout done. Obviously you've got to get back again. You know, you'll do it to start with. The novelty factor will be there, but after a while, when the excuses started to come up, then you know things are going to die away a little bit, and it will be every excuse not to go. So we're going to look at using some routines that you do at home. You don't need to go anywhere. It's completely convenient. So it's going to take you a couple of minutes just to get your workout clothes on, press play on the video, and you're going. You can be cooking dinner, have dinner in the oven. The kids can be with you. They can be doing whatever, playing their games, watching TV, and you're doing your workout at the same time. So extremely convenient, and it's one of the things that's going to get you success really quickly. Now, the workouts, they need to be efficient. So you don't want to spend hours each day doing your workouts. Again, it's not the sort of thing that you're going to be able to maintain your consistency at. All of these things, as we're going through it, again, we need to be thinking about the consistency. So the convenience needs to make sure, or will make sure that it remains consistent. The efficiency, if it's short workouts, they're only going to take 20 to 30 minutes, then again, that's going to add to your consistency. Also, it's most of the routines we look at are going to be between 20 and 30 minutes. The majority around the 20-minute mark, and time again, they prove that that's all you need to challenge your body, to get it to respond, and to make brilliant progress. The last factor here is going to be one of the most important things to you doing well. It's support. And it doesn't matter what you're trying to achieve in your life, you're always going to do it better if you've got support. Now, that's going to mean basically surrounding yourself with people who are believing in what you're trying to do, people who perhaps are doing exactly the same thing. Now, we create Facebook groups for each individual program. So that's where you can get motivation, you can get support, you can get accountability by posting in the groups, getting other people to help, getting myself to help. A massive factor in your success. So 6 important factors there in creating a perfect plan. Okay, so let's go on to the next slide, and this is where we get in kind of the nuts and the bolts of the program. Again, we've got our 3 stages here. We've got the foundation stage. This is where we look at mobility, cardio work, and strength work. We group these together in the workouts. Each one of these factors is considered in the workout, and in one degree or another is probably highlighted to make sure that we achieve in what we want in that particular workout. The mobility is looking at getting you moving, getting each joint moving. So it's taking, again, if we come back to a complete beginner, maybe you've got stiffness, you've got lack of strength in certain areas. So we're looking at making sure everything's working correctly, techniques are okay. In the cardio phase, we're obviously looking at building the heart muscle. So you have to remember the heart is a muscle, and it will need stressing in order to develop and get stronger. Now we do that obviously by creating stress on the body, which means the heart has to work harder, and that's where it gets its response. So that element is factored into the workouts. The strength side of things is, again, we touched on it a little bit earlier, but we worked to look at working the whole body, the strength of the whole body, all the muscles in the skeletal system, to create that balance and to create that look that we all want. You know, we all want to look toned, we all want to look slender, and we can do that by shaping those muscles. The next stage we're looking at is the adaptation phase. So this is where we touch on nutrition. We leave it here. We don't put it at the foundation stage because it's too much. It's like it overload on the mind and the body. You're trying to get your body to do something new here in the foundation stage. So you don't want to add another new thing, which is nutrition as well, because it becomes too much and the success rate is much increased if you leave it for a little bit before you start to introduce the nutrition. So that's where we're going to look at making the changes in your current diet, if you like, and factoring in the most important parts of the diet to make sure that you're going to achieve what you want to achieve. The intensity is also in the adaptation phase. That's where we can look at changing up the style and the speed and the way that the sessions are put together to make sure that you're getting the best value of time that you spend during these sessions. So really important one, the intensity. It doesn't mean that it's just going to be, you know, push, come on, let's go. It means that it's appropriate for your level, and it means that, you know, we call it the adaptation phase because as you change, as you build this foundation, you'll find that you automatically are able to push on. So the intensity is done in that adaptation phase where you become stronger and fitter. So it becomes very appropriate. Agility, now this basically is building from the mobility. It's where we introduce new exercises where it's going to be challenging you a little bit more. So the movements are a little bit more in depth, a little bit more complicated. Again, we're looking at those compound movements. So, you know, perhaps we go from something simple and we add something onto it to make it a more complicated movement, which challenges body more and ultimately challenges your agility. So important factor, that one that's often overlooked. In this top phase is the momentum. This is a good phase. This is kind of like where we're all going to build and want to get to. So this is where we can look at what we've built on already in the foundation, the adaptation phase, and say, okay, I'm somebody who's now, I'm feeling a lot fitter. I've lost a few pounds, but I still want to lose another 10 pounds. So, you know, that's the bit you're going to focus on, is going to be fat loss. Or perhaps you're thinking, actually, you know, most of my body looks quite good. I'd like to shape up my shoulders and my arms. So that, again, is where you're going to pick the exercises, the movements to add into your workouts to shape those areas that you really want to. Variety is the next one. Variety is a really important factor. Again, kind of often overlooked when we're creating our routines. It needs to be in there for two reasons. One is to make sure we're continually challenging the body. If you keep doing the same routines, your body will get used to it and it will stop adapting at the rate at which you want it to. The second reason is mentally, you know, you'll get stale if you're just repeating the same routines week in, week out. The last one here, this is what we all want to achieve. This is where the workouts, where the nutrition, where the state of mind, and where the results become a part of your everyday life. So, you know, it's something that where we all want to be, where you don't really have to think about it anymore. You get up in the morning, working out is part of your day. It's not something you've got to force yourself to do. It's automatically just part of your daily routine. So that's the big goal right at the end there. Okay, let's look at where you could possibly be at this moment in time. Now, right at the bottom here, we've got level 1. And level 1 is where you'd be somebody who doesn't currently exercise. Perhaps you're not very active. You know, you'd probably struggle to do 10 minutes of exercise. But more importantly, it's how you're going to feel. You know, you're probably going to be unhappy in your own body. You're going to feel unattractive. You're going to feel overweight. You're going to feel unhealthy. and you know, that's going to be the level, the base level here at the bottom. To be able to jump up to level 2, what we're going to look for is to get that commitment. I know the end of the word is missing there, but that does say commitment. So, you know, you've got to commit to the exercise routine to be able to jump up this next level. And in level 2, we are going to be doing, you know, if you can currently do 10 to 20 minutes of exercise, it doesn't mean it has to be hard exercise, but just, you know, if you think you can exercise for 10 to 20 minutes, you're probably at this level here. Maybe though you're still inconsistent. So perhaps your weight fluctuates a little bit. Perhaps you've not really got any feeling of having the weight under control. You wouldn't class yourself as feeling fit, but you know, you're able to do an exercise routine without feeling completely and utterly like it's going to kill you. So that's level 2. Level 3, a lot of people kind of get here by themselves, which is really good. Level 3 is where you could probably exercise for 20 to 30 minutes. Again, it doesn't mean at a hard level, but just continuous exercise. To get here, you've probably been quite steady with your routine. So you've gone and I've gone to the gym, or you've exercised at home or whatever, reasonably consistently recently. So, and you probably feel your weight's under control. You probably don't feel like, you know, you're right back here where you're feeling unattractive, but you still got a bit to lose. So you feel quite fit, quite healthy. But you're ready to push on to get to this next stage here, which is level 4. This is where you probably can exercise for 30 minutes in one go. You feel confident about the exercise. You feel confident about your own body. You're going to be feeling fit. You're going to be feeling slim, or definitely getting there. And feeling like, you know, you feel attractive. So, you know, you've got confidence to wear those little dresses. You've got confidence to put on the types of clothes that you want to be wearing. You're going to be strong and you're going to be agile. So this all creates this lifestyle that we're working towards, this point where in your life where things aren't, it's not something that you feel a struggle to do. It just comes naturally. So, okay, I'm going to present to you one thing that you can do to lose your 14 pounds in 6 weeks, increase your confidence and look and feel great. So what we've done is we've put together this portal, which is, you know, it's the UK's fastest growing community of ladies wanting to get fit, lose weight. You know, you can get all the fitness programs, the diet sheets, the workout finishers, motivation, advice, support, all for one low monthly price. You can see here that it's all set out for you. What we've just spoke about in these plans, well, here's the first 3 of them here. This is a 3-week plan aimed at complete beginners. It's designed exactly as we just said for that particular level. After that one, you've got the Lean Ladies. This has been the flagship program. This one's really good. If you're already, you know, a little bit active, you can jump straight into this one. This is a 6-week program. This is the one that proves time after time that you can lose your 14 pounds in 6 weeks. So it is a 6-week program. It will do exactly that for you if you commit to it. Here you've got something to go on to afterwards. This is a 12-week, actually it's an ongoing program, this Body Fix one. A brilliant group. For most of you, you'll have to build up into this one, but if you're already at a level where you feel pretty capable, then jump into that Body Fix group. It's a brilliant group. You've got the nutrition plans here. There's, you know, it's not just a done for you plan. There's educational books and stuff in there as well, which I really strongly encourage you to read. It will completely change the way you think about your food, when you eat, how you eat, you know, as in what you eat. Brilliant bit of resource there. So, and then you've got all these extras. Now you've got boxing workouts, really popular one, great fun. Abs workouts to focus on the midsection there. These quick workouts, there's loads and loads of these in there, which are brilliant. We use a lot of them in this Body Fix program, which is great. Kettlebell sessions, high intensity sessions here, stretch sessions, run sessions. There's written workouts. There's a whole load more sections here that we can't see on this slide. So here I'm just going to run through some little screenshots that I've got of people that have done the programs or on the programs, and these are things that I don't ask for any of these. These are things that are posted up in the groups, where when you become part of one of the programs, you'll jump into one of these Facebook groups, and this is where we get the support and motivation. And this is it's really motivational to see these things. Let's just take a couple of these examples. Look, here we've got Ashifa, and she's now in the Body Fix group, and she's been quite committed recently. And if you look here, the takeaway comment here is that she now loves her body. It's stronger, leaner, and more toned. So this is just something that she's posted. Nobody's asked her to write this, so she must be feeling it herself to put it out there into the group. And this is what happens. You'll get these days where all of a sudden you reach that milestone where you just feel different. You think, I feel better, I feel fitter, my clothes are looser. And we get these comments popping up all the time. Now a size 8. What is it? I think she was a 14 or something to start with. So she wasn't big, but obviously she's slimmed right down there, and now is loving her body. So all that hard work massively pays off. Here's Claire. She's gone from size 16 to a 10. Again, just a comment there about how she finds the support in the group. She's happy with her size and shape, so she's content there. She's liking where she's at. Again, just a comment here to basically say that how motivated and support she feels, and I think she's got her husband going on it too. So it's become part of her lifestyle. That thing that we talk about there, that ultimately once you reach that stage, then you're flying really. So it's absolutely brilliant to see. We've got Julie here, who's this is quite an interesting one. She's written that in 2 weeks she's lost 3 inches off her waist. Now that's massive. That's not at the beginning, I don't think, for Julie. She's just made a bit of a focus to jump onto, I think, the Diet Fix program and make some changes in her eating, which is just, again, through that adaptation phase, she's tweaked things, and it's meant she's had this massive progress here. So her clothes are now, they didn't fit before, now they're becoming loose. So really big change. This is just a great one here. Look, this is just an email that came in, and she jumped in on the Diet Fix program, which is kind of an 8-week transformational program where not only is it give you the food, where it gives you shopping lists and recipes and everything you need to work on that plan, but you get like motivation as well. So it's all designed to work alongside the exercise. Now she's just 4 weeks in, and she's lost a stone. She's gone from 12 stone 3 to 11 stone 3 in 4 weeks. So again, we're looking at that, losing 14 pounds in 6 weeks. Just shows how achievable it is and how you can do it. We've just got one more here. This is Sadie. Now, from this picture, you can see that Sadie has done incredibly well. This is she's actually gone on to do even better than this, which is hard to believe. But when you see her now, it's incredible. And she started just like everybody else and was consistent, and she was dedicated, and she knew what she wanted. And that's where she used to be, where the tape measure is. And look at that result now. It's absolutely incredible, and it just comes from working through these programs, from doing a program that is designed for you at your level, and committing to that, making it efficient, making it convenient, and getting that support to keep going on those days where perhaps you wouldn't do it, which comes back to that consistency. Okay, this is me. Not the best picture, I don't think, but it was one that we're using here. I've been a personal trainer for over 20 years now, and the heart of it all is that I love introducing people to an exercise program and supporting them and kind of guiding them through. I really enjoy taking is probably the wrong word there, but to meet somebody who wants to get going but just doesn't know how to do it, is scared, feels vulnerable, just it really does not know, is frozen basically. They're just frozen where they are. They want to achieve these things, but they need help, and that's the bit that I love. Let's guide you and and introduce you to the appropriate program for your level, and that's where you'll get your clear path to achieving what you want. It's so satisfying taking somebody who really wants it and being able to show them how to do it is absolutely amazing. So that's why I've created this portal where you can access everything you need. It's something that I've worked on using the experience that I've got over these 20 years. I'm also trained in massage therapy, so I treat sports injuries, and therefore I can help you with advice on anything you need regards that. Okay, so what we got here, we've got, we just sort of totaled up the value of all of these things, and what it does is it gives you some sense of what you're going to get. The programs here, the 6 to 12 week programs, completely undervalued there at £199. They're worth so much more than that, but you're getting that support, this bit here, that support and advice. That is the thing that really sets it apart from many other programs. The Diafix program is brilliant. That's absolutely amazing there. We got the kettlebell workouts, the ab workouts, the boxing workouts, the workout finishers. These are all extras that they're just there that are going to catapult you. When you're at the right stage, they will catapult you and keep you going. The workout finishers, let me just explain a little bit about that one. They're like little mini workouts that you can tag on the end of your other workouts. That maybe you're having a day where you're feeling really good, or maybe you want to target that adaptation phase where we target specific things. Well, you can use like a workout finisher to tag on to each workout at the end of each workout for the week. That will focus on certain areas. So they work really well, and brilliant way of targeting areas. There's some written workouts that you've got there for when perhaps you haven't got internet access or it's not appropriate to be watching a video. You can use them. The running plans. Now, when people start these exercise programs, it comes to a certain stage where maybe they've tried some running before and now they feel fit enough to have another go, or they've just liked the idea of introducing that into their weekly routine. So there's some plans there to make sure that you get going safely and efficiently on them. The quick workouts, which I spoke about just a minute ago, there's loads and loads of those, and you can pick and choose from them. We use them in the BodyFix program, lots and lots. So really good resource, that one. But I mean, what it will take for you to get involved in this is this £12 each month. So it's a monthly fee of £12. You can cancel at any time you want, but it's incredible value. I've kind of based it on prices of other similar products. The one thing that you don't get is this bit here, the support and advice. It's not included in anyone else's program, so that's the bit that sets it apart and is massively valuable. So if you're at any of those stages we spoke about before, if you're a level 1, 2, 3 or level 4, and you want to add, ultimately, if you're looking to lose weight, if you want to lose this 14 pounds in 6 weeks, then this is how to do it. I've showed you, the 3-step process that we look at to get you involved there, and it works time and time again. So any questions, just let me know, and I will happily get back to you.